basically you're, flying into Brazil and you're starting to get close to Sao Paulo where the MTC is. And, all the announcements on the plane are in English and in Portuguese. And you're just like terrified. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to learn that language. Like, what the heck are they saying? And basically you start coming in on the plane in Sao Paulo. And it's one of the biggest cities in the world. So you've got like tons of pollution. And you can't really see the city that well until like you finally break through like that smog layer. And then all of a sudden it's just buildings as far as you can see. And you're just like, what is going on right now? Like, you're so lost. And you land and you're probably with like a group of other missionaries that are all just as lost as you are. And you meet up with this like little tiny Brazilian man in the airport, and he doesn't speak a word of English. And he's just like going off in Portuguese, like, let's go, elders, let's go, we're late. And so you jump in this van with this guy, and you get your first experience with Brazilian driving. It's pretty scary. So you're going through Sao Paulo, like, traffic's crazy, driving's crazy, you're like praying the whole time. You're like, Heavenly Father, I just got on my mission, I don't want to die today. And you finally get to the MTC, and you pull in, there's this it's like a 6-story building. It's got like a tower, 2 towers, and then like a little courtyard thing in the middle. And it's probably about 15 to 20 rooms long. And that's where you stay for, I think it's 6 weeks now, if you haven't learned Portuguese. When I was there, it was 9 weeks still, which is a long time to be in that building. But yeah, it's good. You just kind of go up and down the stairs all day long. Sit, study, eat, repeat. I remember the first day we got there, it's obviously like Brazilian food in the MTC. And they gave us something called farofa, which is like, it's a type of flour, like the kind of flour you make bread with, not a flour plant. And they just like fry it up, and it honestly looks like sand. It kind of feels like sand. Like it's pretty much sand on your plate. The purpose of it is like putting it with your rice and beans, kind of like give a little more bulk, like more substance to your rice and beans to make it last longer. Group of Americans, we show up, they throw some sand on our plate, and we're like, what the heck is this stuff? Like, what do we do with this? And we're like looking around, we're like, nobody's eating it. Like, how do we do this? So like all of us just grab our spoons, and we just started like digging into this stuff. And I remember like talking about it later in the MTC, and how we all thought we were just gonna like die from hunger in Brazil because we're eating this sand stuff. We're like, what is going on right now? This is terrible. We learned how to eat it eventually, but it was pretty bad the first time, just eating it straight up plain. And I remember telling members like about it later on in my mission, like, yeah, the first time I ate it, I just ate it like straight up pure farofa, and they're just like, are you crazy, elder? Like, that's nasty. Yeah, but the Brazil MTC, it's a pretty good experience because you have a lot of opportunities to practice your Portuguese. Like, I'm sure if you went here to Provo, you'd only be able to talk to other missionaries in Portuguese or the teachers. But since you're like around the Brazilians, and probably like 95% of the workers there aren't members of the church and don't speak Portuguese. So it's like a good opportunity for you to bear your testimony in Portuguese. Maybe one of them will get baptized, you don't know. But it's really cool. Also in the Brazil MTC, you get, at least when I was there, you got 2 opportunities to go out and proselyte. So on your P days, you can go out in like the little neighborhood shops and stuff pretty close to the MTC. And they gave us a couple Book of Mormons one day, and we went out there and proselyted those people. I'm sure like each of those people have like 20 Book of Mormons each, because the elders go out and proselyte every week. And then another day we went out to Avenida Paulista, which is like the Wall Street of Sao Paulo. And it was really cool. Like, I've heard stories of people actually like getting baptized from the missionaries, going out and just like handing out these Book of Mormons with their broken Portuguese. But it was like a super solid experience, and it gets you super, super excited to go out and like actually do it for real. You're like, yeah, I can do this. I'm gonna teach everyone, and I'm gonna baptize everyone, and you're just ready to go when you leave the MTC.